Hi, I'm Terry and I'm Nuts About Stamping. I'm here today to show you how to make a really beautiful thank you card with the help of my Big Shot and this new stamp set that's in the holiday catalog. It's called Painted Harvest. It's a photopolymer stamp set and it makes beautiful images. If you don't have your holiday catalog yet and you would like one for free, whether you live in the US or you live in certain countries in Europe, I am a demonstrator in both areas, so I'd be happy to provide you one for free if you just contact me. My card base is Whisper White. I have cut it 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it on my Simply Scored at the 4 1/4 mark, and my card is going to be this vertical or portrait layout. Before I move on with the bits and pieces for my card, what I'd like to do is create my phrase. And then I'm going to show you how to use the Painted Harvest stamp set to make these beautiful images that I've told you about. In the stamp set itself, let me show you the stamp set here. There is this phrase that says, I am thankful for you. Be great for Thanksgiving, but it's also just great for thank you cards. And I am going to use my Smoky Slate. No, actually I'm not. I'm going to use Always Artichoke to ink up my phrase. Can you tell I make my cards on the fly here? All right, so I'm going to stamp it on a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I'm going to die cut it out using my Layered Ovals framelets. Layering Ovals framelets. I love these because they've got the plain ovals and they have the scalloped ovals, which makes really nice layers for cards. All right, so that's what I'm going to use my Big Shot for. I've got my magnetic platform, bottom standard cutting pad. I am going to use one of the scalloped ovals around the phrase. Let me turn it this way just so that I can see that the oval is straight. And then I have a scrap piece of Smoky Slate cardstock. That's going to be one of the colors for the cards. And I'm going to use a plain oval that's just a little bit larger than the scalloped oval. I'm going to put on my top standard cutting pad, hold it in place. Let me just bring this closer to me and to you. And then I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. All right, so I've got my phrase and I've got my oval. That's all I need my Big Shot for. I love that the Big Shot has so many different uses. One of them being just to create phrase layers. I've got my snail adhesive. And I've got my phrase ready to go. All right, so I'm going to put that aside for right now. And now what I want to do is create a layer for the front of my card. And this is where the magic happens. So the Painted Harvest stamp set is like a two-step stamping set. So this is a technique, and I'll show you how it works. I'm going to start with the largest image and Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp that several times onto my card layer. So I want to sort of fill the major white space, like so. And then I'll fill in the rest with some other bits. You'll see that in a second. So that is my lighter color, and that's the larger image. Now I'm going to use a darker color. I'm going to use Always Artichoke again. And the second stamp for this is sort of a detailed image. And how I organize mine is I try and match it up to the hole. The beauty about the photopolymers, you can see right through them. So what I'm trying to do is match the hole in the stamp to the hole on the stamped image. And then I just stamp it down. If I'm a little bit off, it's okay. That's the beauty about stamping. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it shouldn't be perfect. All right, so there we go. You can see the Old Olive and then you can see the Always Artichoke. And it just makes such a beautiful artistic image. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves and the smoky slate ink. So I'm going to start with the solid, and I'm going to literally fill in some of this empty space. Like so. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now this time though, I'm not going to use a darker color, although I could use basic gray. I'm just going to stay with smoky slate, and I'm going to stamp the image. It's more of the veins of the leaf on this second one. And again, I'm not going to be too particular about landing it perfectly. It's okay not to have it perfect. Sometimes you just have to let go. There we go. So I've got my greens and I've got my grays. Oh, it's just beautiful. Oh, one more thing I'm going to do with my smoky slate is there is another stamp in the set that is the center of this flower. Let me try and... It's hard when I can't put my head right over top of the image, but it doesn't matter. There. Beautiful, huh? If you like beautiful card ideas, make sure you subscribe to my newsletters. I send a newsletter out every week with a project idea that you're not going to see anywhere else. And also, feel free to click the like button on YouTube if you do like this, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I try and do a video, at least one video every week. All right, so I've attached the Whisper White layer to a smoky slate layer, and now I'm going to attach this layer to my card base. Okay. If you're worried about ink on your hands, flip your card over and rub this way. If you get ink on the back, it's not really that important. There we go. Now it's time to attach my phrase. And I never know when I make these cards. Yeah, maybe I'll put it right there. I never know where my phrase is going to go. There we go. I'll put it right there. And then one final touch. This card in and of itself is beautiful, but I like to add a little bit of bling to my cards sometimes. So I have my rhinestone jewels. These are reconfigured in the annual catalog. So if you buy the rhinestone jewels, you'll see them, they look a little bit different, but basically they are the same. There. Okay, so I usually add any kind of embellishments in threes. So I've got a jewel there, there, and there to complete my card. So as I said, you'll find a complete listing of the supplies and the measurement for the layers over on my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. I'm Terry, I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope that you'll stamp something beautiful today too. Bye for now.